Hello fish fools, Jeff here. So this is my quarantine tank. It's a 10-gallon. All these fish I got recently. Some as long as 3 weeks ago, and others as recent as 2 days ago. And some bad news. I have fish with ick, and it was the fish that I got 2 days ago. These Rummy Tetras are the ones that I noticed that have it. So you can see the white spots on, like this one right here, down back there. Not quite as bad as focus. Yeah, some of them have it worse than others, but it just looks like it has like salt grains sprinkled on them. It's probably one of the easiest fish ailments to diagnose, and this is the second time having experienced ick in my fish keeping hobby. The first time was a little over, well, almost 4 years ago, when I had my 30-gallon shortly after probably this. I think it was the second batch of quarantine fish that I added to the tank. And so all these fish are in my quarantine tank now. I have them in here with the purpose of treating them with quarantine medications altogether. It may not be the best way of doing it, because putting them all together for one will expose each of them to each other and could spread any disease that they might have. But I do that, that's just the way I've been doing it, because I'm treating them all together anyway. So if one does have a certain ailment, expose it to the other one, then it's going to get treated, and I figure that's going to resolve any issues before they really get worse. But the one time I had ick before I went through the quarantine process, but I used Cordon Preventic, and that did not prevent ick. I believe it came from neon tetras, and then that spread to my, after completing quarantine period and then moving them to my 30-gallon tank when I thought it was, I didn't notice any ick until after it was taken out of quarantine into my 30-gallon. But the good thing is it's noticed in here, and I haven't even begun the quarantine medications yet, so I'm about to do that right now. So I have Ich-X here. This is, Ich-X. It treats ick as well as other ailments. And one thing that I can be concerned about, if I can, where is it? This is expired. I just noted there it is. So that is expires November 2019, and it is now June of 2021. But we're going to try it. We'll see if that can still do the job. But no fish in here really look bad. I mean, aside from, well, aesthetically looking bad with the spots on it, but none are really like acting sick. Even this guy right here, the red sylphin Venezuelan corridor, I got 6 of those. This is the only one that's left, but this one has been kind of vibrant. It's been active and eating, I think, after it's had a few good meals. Like the group of 6 that I got, 5 of them died, and this is the only one. But when I first got them, they were looking pretty skinny and kind of ragged. This one looks good. yeah, so I can see it on these Rummy nose tetras here, but they are the only ones that I noticed that have Ich yet, so hopefully I can treat them in its early stages before it really spreads to the other fish and they won't be affected. So I'm gonna add this Ich-X, and then once I go through the full process of this, I'm gonna do it just as the directions state, to use a teaspoon for 10 gallons, and then do a third of a water change and a repeated dose every 24 hours until it goes away. When I did it before, the one other time I actually had Ich, I think after 5 days it was gone. So, but when I had begun, it was a lot worse. It would spread to a lot of other fish, and some of them weren't looking too good. But yeah, so I'll do that, and then after that I'll use these medications. General Cure, this is to treat parasites like worms, like I use as a dewormer, and then Maricin treats for bacterial issues, and this is like erythromycin. So hopefully this will resolve it. I am kind of concerned though, because I did water changes on several tanks, and this I use buckets to do my water changes, and this tank did the water change and use the same bucket after to do my 29-gallon Swordtail community tank, and though I wouldn't have added water, but after, like, I wrung out the my 29-gallon has an AquaClear 50 hanging in the back filter, and that has an intake sponge on it. So, but I wrung out this intake sponge in the bucket, so there was potential exposure to Ich that way. But I'll have to keep an eye on that tank to see if I need to treat that too. But I'm going to treat this now. So this is blue. I guess it has, doesn't even say ingredients. Malachite green. But yeah, well, alright, we're going to put that in the tank. Alright, so here we have it. See how this darkens the water. There it goes. So, you know, this can stain, like I have a clear airline tubing that will make it kind of blue and like the silicone, but I mean, this is a quarantine tank, so I'm not really concerned about that. Yeah, there's the first treatment, and 24 hours from now I do a third of a water change and repeat. And I'll probably do that for 5 days and see how that goes. Unfortunate, but one of the realities of fish keeping, there can be ailments, but this one is treatable. So yeah. Alright. Well, that's it for now. And remember, I'm Jeff, and I enjoy fishies. Thanks for watching.